Greetings everyone, this is Deborah Wenzel sharing my blended learning capstone presentation. It's been a wonderful experience sharing time with our colleagues, learning more about the blended learning concept, combining the online and the face-to-face. My name is Deborah Wenzel and I work for Northern State University. Next, I'm going to share some of the tools that we were using and we've been exposed to. I decided to try the Screencast-O-Matic instead of the Panopto lecture capture just to see how different it was, and as well as using the Piktochart to share what I've learned. And I really liked using this template because it talked about using a path as we were moving along, and I felt that's what our last 3 months has truly been about. So on our road to discovery, I was able to take everything that we learned about blended learning versus the flipped classroom versus the hybrid versus 100% online versus the face-to-face concept. And we developed our policy and procedure document for Northern State University. That has really helped us explore the best practices as well as define what does blended learning mean for the Northern State University faculty. Throughout that, we looked at the best practices, and I really want to reinforce that read, the learn, the prepare concept, because if we don't start with those most basic elements and then move into the do, the practice, the apply, and eventually coming through with the reflect, evaluate, and again we want to reflect and start the whole practice over again, this allows us to really match up those student learning outcomes, the objectives, as well as what happens in a blended classroom versus the other delivery models. And we were able to show our skills by interacting and collaborating with our peers and using real-world applications to really pull those pieces together. So I really appreciated that, and it's been a ball getting to know everybody, as well as using some of the descriptions that they were sharing and classes that they were designing. So next we actually got to make a product, and that was our unit design. We used some new templates that have really influenced myself as an instructional designer. How am I going to help the faculty use and design a course that they maybe haven't really thought about before that could be in an experiment with new tools in that new blended format. I just really think the process of thinking carefully about our course design, what new tools are we going to use, and how do we write those focused and concise SLOs, the balance between online and face-to-face versus having a flipped classroom really came through strongly in these last few months, and it was the effective use of the blended framework. So as we've collaborated, we've worked in teams, I was able to begin the building of an active learning course. That has been a hot topic at Northern State University. What is truly an active learning course, and what do we need to bring in? So I've had a ball doing that and look forward to seeing what everybody else finishes up for their presentations. And now on the campus, we are to the point we need to set some dates. We need to identify the location. I know that it's going to be happening in our new active learning classroom that has just been released and is ready to go, and we'll be doing some pilots this spring. But then we also need to really think about our faculty's time and the commitment that they will go to developing, that will go towards developing a new blended course. And stipends, of course, are always really kind of nice to be able to design a course. So our next step then is to market the professional development and really help our faculty understand the decision to use the flipped classroom concept versus using the blended classroom format. And one of the key triggers for our campus, going back to the policy that we just developed, if 25% of the content is going to be delivered online, then it is a blended format and it will be coded as such. So that's going to really intensify our discussions on campus to help everybody understand, because we all know how important coding is, letting the students know, and communicating effectively with our students to let them know what the expectations are. So wishing everyone the best journeys as you continue your developing of the blended format classrooms, and much success with everything that you do. Thank you.